steering wheel, my windows, give me a citation. Don't be.
Now, I don't know where they get these people to fall for the sovereign citizen crap. It's really the same type of people who fall for the flat earth and a lot of other ridiculous things. They never really think things through. No matter how much evidence you show them, they believe what they want to believe, regardless of reality. In this particular sovereign citizen, he's getting pulled over for some sort of parking infraction. He's parked illegally and could have been easily resolved, but he had to escalate the situation. So let's take a gander, won't we?
All right, go ahead and step out of the vehicle.
Am I being detained or I'm free to go?
You are. Step out of the vehicle.
Am I free to go?
Sir, I'm not going to ask you again. It is within my right to ask you to step out of the vehicle.
And it's within my right to stay in the car if I'm not being detained.
Step out of the vehicle.
Am I being detained?
Now notice when the cop asked him to step out of the car, what does he say? Am I free to go? Of course you're not going to be free to go. In what world do you think once a cop tells you to step out of the car that you're free to go? Then he says, I'm within my right to stay in the car. Actually, you're not. Mim versus Pennsylvania states that if an officer asks you to get out of a car, you have to get out of the car. Now, these guys love to use case law, but not when it applies to them.
708 County. Can you have 702 meet me in front of the courthouse? Good afternoon, sir. You know why I pulled you over today? You have an invalid inspection. Do you have license, registration, proof of insurance? Do you have those things? Because if not, we're going to tow your car.
I'm not doing commerce right now.
What was that?
I'm not doing commerce right now.
Okay, well, you have two options. You can either provide me that documentation, or you can be towed.
I'm sorry?
You can either provide me your license, registration, proof of insurance, or we'll tow the vehicle.
Now, SOV-CIT script always tells them, if you're not in commerce. See, that is not a law. That is not anywhere in the law. The only time I ever hear that is from these SOV-CITs. It doesn't matter if you're in commerce or whatever you're doing in your vehicle. You're driving on public roads. It is not just traveling. Yes, you are traveling, but you are driving as well. And if you're driving, you need a valid driver's license, you need insurance, you need a registration. That is just the law, regardless of what laws, archaic laws or twists of case laws you have. You can't change reality, and that is reality.
Why do I need insurance for or proof of?
So if you're going to hand me that documentation.
Now you ask, why do you need insurance? And the cop's not going to answer that. He doesn't have time to answer that. So I'm going to answer it for you. You need insurance because if you get into an accident and someone gets hurt, who's going to pay the hospital bills of that person? So if you don't get insurance on your car, it means you don't care if you hurt somebody out there. That person's, screwed because you're not going to take care of the problem. We may be good drivers, some better than others. Don't matter how good of a driver you are, things can happen on the road. You can blow a tire and skid out of control. I've seen that happen. As a truck driver in all over the country, I've seen everything on the road. And, not having insurance really just means you don't care about anybody else but yourself. That's what you're saying. Now, I know insurance is a hassle. You got to pay for it, pay to drive. It may not seem fair. You may think that your insurance is too high, but you still need it. If you can't afford insurance, you can't afford to drive. Commerce or not commerce.
You can do that, or we can move on from there.
I don't need that if I'm traveling.
I can't hear you. Can you speak up, please?
I do not need insurance if I'm traveling. I'm not doing...
You do?
No.
So you're telling me you don't have insurance on this vehicle?
I did not say that.
Okay, do you have your insurance?
I don't answer no questions.
Okay.
By not answering questions, you are now escalating the situation. You're making matters worse for yourself.
Am I being detained?
What was that?
Am I being detained?
Yes, you're on a traffic stop. You're being detained.
For what?
Huh? 8th County, go ahead to that return.
What is the crime?
What was that?
What is the crime? What is the emergency?
You don't have a valid inspection.
But all crimes are commercial. Where's the victim?
At that point, it's not really a crime, it's a driving infraction. But you can turn it into a crime if you escalate the situation. Cops, when they pull you over, they're doing an investigation. You help them with their investigation, they can get things cleared up, and you can be on your way. By not cooperating, you're just going to escalate the situation, and it won't end well for you, as I've said before many a times.
Hey, that copy. What was that, sir? All right, go ahead and step out of the vehicle.
Am I being detained or I'm free to go?
You are. Step out of the vehicle.
Are you being detained or are you free to go? He asked you to step out of the car. I think that answers the question right there.
Am I free to go?
Sir, I'm not going to ask you again. It is within my right to ask you to step out of the vehicle.
And it's within my right to stay in the car if I'm not being detained.
Actually, it's not within your right to stay in the car if an officer asks you to step out of the car. It is the law in all 50 states.
Step out of the vehicle.
Am I being detained?
708 County. Can you have 702 meet me in front of the courthouse?
How far? We'll be out of the jail with that new female on mileage 40989.
Sir, I'm going to ask you again to step out of the vehicle. Are you going to comply?
Am I being detained, sir?
You are being detained.
For what crime? Can
Your
you cite the
vehicle's not
penal
inspecting,
code?
so
What is the
step out
penal
of the vehicle.
code? But
At this stage of the game, you're being detained because you're not cooperating with an investigation. Originally, it was just a simple traffic stop on a parking violation, but you escalated it now to something else.
I don't need a registration because I'm not driving right now. I'm
I can't
traveling.
hear you. You're going to have to speak up.
I said I'm traveling.
No, you are driving. You are behind.
No,
the
I'm
wheel
not
of
in
the automobile
commercial.
on the-
No, I'm
out of
not.
the
I'm not.
car.
I'm not in
You are
commerce right
driving.
now. You are in commerce, sir. You need a driver license and you need a registration. I don't. I'm not doing commerce right now.
That whole commerce idea isn't in any of the law books. It's something that one of these SOV-CIT gurus came up with that's absolutely meaningless, and it's never worked out and it never will work for any of them. Why do they keep using it?
Okay.
Am I free to go?
No, you're going to step out of the vehicle. You are
Am I being
detained.
detained? For what? What's the penal code? What's the penal code?
4703 of the
What is
Pennsylvania
that?
Vehicle code.
What is that?
What?
What is that?
You were being pulled over because your vehicle is not inspected, and that is an infraction of Title 75 of the Pennsylvania Vehicle Code.
The cop was nice enough to give you the code. He didn't have to. You can get the code when you're taken to the jail or you're given your citation. He doesn't have to give it to you there. He was nice enough to do so, but is this guy going to return the favor to the cop? No.
Hey, that copy. He's refusing documentation. He's refusing to step out of the vehicle. Oh, he says he's traveling.
Orange County 708. Would you like a city police officer to your location?
Orange County, I'll be on my duty. 708 County, that's negative at this time. Alright, so here's the deal. You can't move this vehicle from the spot that it's at. If you
Sir.
move this vehicle from the spot that it's at, you'll be pulled over again. You're going to be issued citations through the mail.
Sir, what a charge is?
What?
What a charge is? A charge is a bill. You are forcing me to receive a bill. You're
I'm not gonna
forcing
argue
me
with you.
into
You're out of
commerce.
inspection and your registration's expired.
He's not forcing you into anything. He is just upholding the law that the citizens of this country, of each state, has agreed upon. And just because you didn't get the memo doesn't mean that you don't have to apply to them either.
I didn't put that in there. It was already there when you got the car.
Correct.
So that's
that
illegal?
Has to be maintained to drive on a Pennsylvania road.
No, if you're driving, I'm not doing commerce. I'm traveling.
Traveling means you can get on a horse, you can get on a bus, you can get on a train, you can ride a bicycle. But when you're behind the wheel of an automobile, you are traveling, but you're also driving. And it's the driving that they have a problem with, not the fact that you're traveling.
I already said 100 times I'm not doing commerce. You are doing commerce right now. You're forcing me to contract. That's coercion.
It is not coercion to make you follow any laws regarding traffic and driving an automobile. Those are there, and regardless of what you believe, they're still reality. The cop is only forcing you into reality from your delusions.
For the response.
8th County, that's negative. Okay, you can't move this vehicle. That's the bottom line. You can walk home and you can park it here, but you can't move this vehicle.
Where's the
On a roadway of the
citation?
Commonwealth. You can't.
What is the citation?
No, you can't. And I'm not going to argue with you.
No, the
If you do it
citation.
again, you'll be pulled over and you'll be cited again.
I said the citation. Where's the citation?
Huh?
Where's the citation?
You'll get it in the mail. Because you refuse to provide me your documentation, I can't give it to you right now.
Okay, I will receive it.
Okay. So whatever you do, but you can't drive. You can't.
I'm not driving. I'm traveling home. I'm not driving.
Using that same old argument, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. Well, you can do both at the same time, as I said before. But all it does is just irritate the cops. It doesn't help your situation by pulling that argument. So I don't know why they continue to do it.
So the police have a gun. He's telling me that I cannot leave this spot. I already told him that I'm not driving, that I'm traveling. He's forcing me to engage in a contract right now, forcing me. I'm coerced.
Well, it's obvious to me why he's fallen for the SOV-CIT crap. I know American National, they don't like being called SOV-CIT, so I'm going to continue to call them SOV-CITs. But you got to engage in a contract, as he says, in order to drive. Now, you don't have to travel. He can be in the passenger seat. He can ride in the back seat. He can ride in the trunk for all that's matter. But he cannot drive the vehicle unless he enters into a contract to get a driver's license, to get the car registered, and to have insurance on it. That is required, and that is your responsibility to have the privilege of driving. Driving is not a right, it's a privilege. Traveling is a right, but driving is not. So if you're traveling by driving, then you're a privilege that you have to acquire these things in order to do it. I don't know what, I mean, he thinks they're free because they don't think, oh, if you have registered or you have insurance on your car, or you have a driver's license, you're not free. Well, I'm as free as any of them, probably more free, because I can drive my truck wherever I want, and I'm not going to get pulled over for fake plates. And if I do get pulled over, I show my driver's license, my registration, and my insurance, and most of the time, in my case, I end up getting a warning. But these guys, they're not going to get a warning. He's getting a citation that's going to be delivered him to mail. I don't know if he drove off after this. He probably did, and hopefully got pulled over again. He's sitting there making a YouTube video and just showing how stupid he is. But they're dumb enough people that'll watch it and think that, oh, this is the best. This is how you are free in America. And it isn't. It's a way to lose freedoms. It's not a way to gain freedoms.